What is up, everybody? In this video, I just wanted to talk about a game that a lot of people are talking about is going to be replaced by the new Sparking Zero game, which is probably going to be out by the time I upload this. I'm making this video in advance because there's a hurricane coming to where I live, specifically in Florida, and it's going to be a Category 5 here, so I might push this video out a little later or a little earlier, depending on if the, makes my power go out and all that, but it shouldn't matter. You're watching the video, it got uploaded somehow. But I'm going to be talking about Xenoverse 2. Not 1, just 2, because 1 is a separate kind of thing entirely. I might make a video on that separately, but now I just want to talk about 2 because that's the one everybody plays. That's the one that's getting updates to this day and is gonna get more updates soon. So I just wanted to keep this more brief. I'm gonna go over, I'd say, a couple of things. First, gameplay, then graphics, then story, then the characters, roster, DLC, then online, and then offline, which is very broad, but we'll go through it each section at a time, with the first section being... So the gameplay for Xenoverse 2, you could argue it's kind of RPG-ish, but also kind of an arena fighter-ish. It's kind of, I'd say, more RPG side, but you can say it is an arena fighter, 3D anime arena fighter, but it does not feel like any other Dragon Ball arena fighter, not even Xenoverse 1. It's a completely different meta, completely different ways to win. Xenoverse 2 does promote a more patient, wait for them to do something counter, timid playstyle to win. Most of the time, if you want to win, you're gonna have to wait for them to do something, block spam, step guard, all that, key blast canceling, everything that goes with that. It's mostly just timid. You can have an aggressive match, you can do that, and there are other ways of cheesing in gameplay as well, but for the most part, the gameplay is really fast-paced. It is constant moving all the time. It's really fast. Comparing this to, like, Budokai 3, which is not really a 3D arena fighter, or comparing it to Budokai Tenkaichi 3 or Fighters, it's very, very different than all of them. All these games play very differently. Even Raging Blast, is a bit more on the slow side, while Xenoverse feels really fast-paced. But doesn't mean the gameplay is perfect, especially when it comes to online or against the AI. The AI and online are just two different things. We will get into online and offline at later points in the video, but the gameplay itself is fast-paced, tight. It promotes a timid, patient play style, but you can have aggressive matches. But most of the time, that's not gonna get you the win. Sorry, but that's just how it is. That's just what Xenoverse is. Unless you have a trick up your sleeve, 3-bar Majin, something like that. Well, you can't win no other way. You're gonna get out timid. You're probably gonna lose, unless they're bad at being timid, which is hard to be. You're probably gonna lose. After the gameplay is the graphics.
Yeah, we dedicated.
The graphics for this game are not bad. I'd say it's not the best looking Dragon Ball game right now. I think Fighters and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot look better than Xenoverse 2, but to be fair, both those games are newer than Xenoverse 2, and Xenoverse 2's graphics are not the worst. Even during the cutscenes, they're not bad. They are pretty good looking. It's a good looking game, but Xenoverse 2 feels like everyone is coated in oil. They look like they're made out of plastic. The shading just feels weird. Certain angles, it just looks really, really weird. This isn't a problem with certain other games like Fighters, because Fighters abuses the camera angle and makes it so Dragon Ball characters don't look weird at certain angles, because as you know, the way Dragon Ball characters are drawn at certain angles, the third dimension is just not made for that. That's why certain games like Xenoverse 2 look a little weird. Another thing, the camera sometimes can screw you over in this game. That's only on specific maps, but it can be like, come on, bro, really? For the most part, the graphics do look pretty good, especially because it came out in 2016. I'm pretty sure the game is 8 years old, close to being 10 years old by this, almost to this point, which is pretty impressive. But after the graphics for this game, we're going to talk about the story. Now, I know what you're thinking. The story for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is not too many people talk about it. But the base story, not counting the DLC and stuff, but the base story for the game, to me at least, in my opinion, during my first playthrough, was fun. It was fun. I liked it. I liked seeing people like Turles and Slug. I'm not going to go through a big analysis of the whole story because I'm pretty sure everybody's played it and that's going to take too long. But the gist of it is you're playing your time patroller, someone is changing time or whatever. It's Mira and Toa. They get some time egg, then Mira absorbs it, blah, blah, blah. He gets super strong and then you beat him. That's the sum. Obviously, there's a lot more things that happen. I'm just summing it up, but for the most part, it is a pretty good story. It's a lot better than Fighters' story. That is a garbage story to me. I'm not playing Fighters for the story mode. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't play that game for the damn story mode. But this game, the story mode is pretty good. It holds up. There are a lot of cool moments in the story mode, like seeing Metal Cooler at the Cell games. That was hype. Seeing Cooler appear with Frieza. That was hype. There are certain moments in the game where it's just like, whoa, this is super dope. This is so awesome. Nappa going grade 8 against Vegeta, pretty dope. And even when the DLC comes around too, we see that you have to kind of help the bad guy. Like when Fu helps Bardock against Frieza. I think interesting things like that where sometimes you gotta help the bad guy out because someone's fiddling with the good guys is a really interesting concept in Dragon Ball to me. And the story mode for this, it was cool seeing Slug and Turles work together as well. The story mode was a pretty good story mode to me. But, there's a big but. The story mode is heavily impacted by the offline, which is how good you are at the game to me. That's why I said my first playthrough of the game was a lot of fun, because I wasn't the best at Xenoverse. The bots were getting hit by back hits. I was stuck on that Frieza and Cooler mission for a very long time because I was just not good at the game. But as I gotten better, and as I learned how to move, and you realize certain things the bots do were getting hit with back hits, baiting their grabs by spam blocking, so you can just back up and then grab them when they try to grab you. There's certain things that you can tell the bots are really dumb at doing. Even with this new update that makes the AI better, you can still destroy them. Even if they're leagues better than you, you can still demolish them. Even if your level is low, you can still destroy them because the AI in this game is garbage. I know, they do stamina breaks sometimes. Nah, bro, nah. You're never losing to an AI unless you're as good as, like, freaking the people who Burkyo fights against. You're never going to lose against them like that. So, for the most part, I think the story was pretty good the first time around. After that, oh boy, this is kind of... But after story, we're going to get to characters, roster, and customization. So the characters in this game and the roster in this game is amazing. I'm not going to say it's, like, this is the greatest ever Dragon Ball game roster, but it's definitely top 4, maybe top 3 as well. I can think of 2 games that probably got a better roster, and that's probably Sparking Zero, which isn't out yet for me at the time, and Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Already got pretty better rosters in this game, but Xenoverse 2 has a really good roster. There are kind of because certain characters that should be in the game just aren't. Second form Cell, you can fight against him, he's not in the game. The forms of Frieza aren't in the game. Full power Bojack isn't in the game. Certain things aren't in the game and they're added later, like Buhan as DLC. Stuff like that that's just like, why wasn't this in the game in the first place? I don't know. You added it, fine, whatever, at least it's in the game. The roster is amazing. I'm not going to complain about it. It's not perfect because there are certain things about it that are like, what? What is this? But for the most part, it is pretty good. The customization is pretty good in this game. It's not amazing. It's pretty good. I know a lot of people are hating on Xenoverse 2's customization. Oh, it's so basic and barren. There are cool things about it, especially with the different races and even the unique properties of each race, how Namekians gain health, they don't do damage. Don't lie to me, Xenoverse. Don't lie, because I see them Namekians. They be doing damage sometimes. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. But also, the customization on the custom partners or whatever bull, sometimes it's like, what? What is this? Doesn't make sense. But it's still there. They gave us the option. You can change a lot of things more than other games, so I'm not going to complain. I saw Sparky Zero's customization. Jesus Christ. What is going on, Xenoverse 2? Well, why couldn't you have done that? It's not that hard. It's already in the game. Like Mecha Frieza, you got his outfit in the game. Put it in, but whatever. It doesn't matter. The customization for this game is pretty good. Oh boy, the online for this game. It is a disaster. It's a disaster. Alright, I'm just going to say that outright. It's a disaster. I don't have nothing else to say. I mean, the modding. And as before you say, you're just trash, I've gotten top 10 in this game's ranked multiple times. Multiple times I've gotten top 10 and stayed there for the entire week. But I've played enough ranked in this game and online in this game. The 2v2s, the 3v3s, the raids, when you're the boss, or there's 2 bosses against 4 people. I've played enough to know that a lot of it is just a disaster. There's modders, there's ridiculous cheese that why is this even in the game? Sure, it's creative, but there's nothing you can do about a lot of this cheese. I'm over here fighting the Mechians, getting their stamina back instantly because they have a Super Soul, gives them more ki to go into giant form again. I'm going against people who have fighting poses that make them invincible. The only thing you can do is break their stamina, but how are you supposed to do that when they're so laggy? Because the lag in Xenoverse Online is terrible. It is terrible. Then you have the toxicity. This comes with a lot of Dragon Ball games, but wow, Xenoverse has another kind of toxicity. I have been booted off of the game before. Just, what is this? What is this? GTA 5? Are we gonna bring back the alien suits and all that? What is going on right now? What is this? Dead by Daylight? Truly, the online is a disaster. But let's talk about something else that's better about the game instead of hating on it. Some parts of the offline. The offline of this game, I think, does a lot of good things, especially with the world building. There's a lot of stuff that Xenoverse could use to improve upon the game's world building, like getting the Dragon Balls, or there's a lot of parts in Content City that just aren't being used. But getting instructors, really cool and fun idea. Going to different times like Namek, helping Namek, getting different forms, like talking to Vegeta to get Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, talking to Whis to get God, Super Saiyan Blue, then getting Super Saiyan God, Ultra Instinct, Beast form, Golden Frieza by helping Frieza on the ship, then the Hercule House stuff, and the Boo stuff. It's all a lot of fun exploring and going through this whole cool new world. The first time around, it is so much fun doing all this stuff, getting potential unleashed for the first time. It all is so much fun. The first time around in this game is an experience like I've never had before in any other Dragon Ball game. Making my own character, getting all these transformations, talking to Frieza, having Broly be my instructor, while him degrading me for getting like a B rank, or Vegeta degrading me for getting an A rank, like, oh, you can do better than that. It is all really charming and fun. It's a breath of fresh air the first time you play it. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun making my character and all that bull. But it does wear off after a amount of time because there's only so much you can do in all of Conton City, and there's only so many races and all that. But I think Xenoverse 3, when they do make it, has a lot of potential. But the main point is Xenoverse 2 going to die? My answer is yes and no. The numbers are going to drop tremendously. I don't think it's going to be a Suicide Squad kind of thing, but it is going to drop. Same thing like with Avengers. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but it will drop, obviously. But because Sparking Zero doesn't have PS4 and Xbox One, there's going to be plenty of people still playing it. Plus, it offers customization and all that Sparking Zero doesn't. Like, you can make your own character and race. It still has that going for it, but for the most part, yeah, not a lot of people are probably going to be playing it. That's my guess at the very least. But Xenoverse 3 comes out. You guys can make this game franchise stand on its own. You know, I'm not going to just discredit all you've done. You can make this game stand on its own. This game, franchise, series, whatever you want to call it, doesn't have to just die out because Sparking Zero's around. It doesn't. You can still keep it going. Maybe a little more effort. I know game developing isn't easy. I know running online servers is not easy at all either, but you can do it if you really want to keep going. You can, and I will support Xenoverse 3 if I see that you guys are putting in a lot of effort and doing everything that should be done, or at least trying to. But that's going to be for this video, guys. Hope you'll enjoy this very pretentious, goofy nerd emoji. I'm literally a Dragon Ball fan, so literally, I know this video is going to sound like that. Touch grass. I know I will touch more grass, but let me know what you guys think about what I said and how you feel about this game, or if you think it's going to die in the comments below. That's going to be for this video, guys. Hope you'll enjoy this one. Peace.
I don't want to think, but I don't know what to say. I'm on a higher plane, but no, I still want you, babe. See you once again, shout it, you know how it is. Got me on my shit, shout it, will you be my miss? When I am without you, know it hurts, damn. Wanna see you grow, I hope you learn. Yeah, tryna be the bigger man.